Welcome, everyone. Are you a provider looking for a way to streamline your admin duties for the overall smoothness of a licensing visit, for example? Or have you had to make quick changes to do things virtual due to the pandemic over the past year in order to access your files digitally? Those are the things we're going to be covering today. And again, my name's Milena. For those who are new here, welcome to this week's What's Up Wednesday interview. Today we have Joleen with us coming in from South Carolina to talk about her smooth recent licensing visit using the Alliance Core system. So hi, Joleen. Thanks so much for taking the time and welcome.
Hi, Milena. I'm actually from Nebraska.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Nebraska, of course. All right. Yeah, good call there. Tell us a little bit about your role as the owner of Little G's and experience overall in the early childcare industry in the field in Nebraska.
Little G started with my daughter, our daughter. Her name is Joleen with a G. And when I decided to stay at home and provide a better type of education and environment for my daughter, I was really, really interested in the home environment, learning environment in that respect. So after removing my daughter from a family home childcare home, I decided that this was what I wanted to do and how I was going to tweak my home into a learning environment that way. So she just turned 13, so we're about 12 years in our home as Little G childcare. So.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a cool success story starting it up. That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about how long you've used the core system and the benefits that you experienced with the licensing visit since using the system.
I was introduced through the core system through Tristan Clarihue.
Yep.
We are currently working with a grant that's called Sprouting Success Sixpence in Nebraska. And the original grant process that we worked with the program was 5 years before the second part of the grant, which is what we call the veteran part. So I think we're going on 6 years using the core system. I initially started it as using the record system, keeping things digital and those kind of things. But as I talked to Tristan through the process, I was really interested in the billing option.
Yeah.
Because I was using QuickBooks and Square and all like 3 or 4 different programs to try and get payments. And the accounting part of the family child care can seem like it's draining on me. And to me, I wanted a better way to work on keeping my invoices up to date and keeping my parents paying on time and not really crossing that gray line of being personal about, hey, we talked about you paying every month. Why haven't you paid yet?
Where's my money? Yeah.
Yeah. And so to me, I didn't want that to be a part of our environment. So I worked really hard trying to find the best way to work around that accounting part of it. So I was really interested in it and I worked really hard, and it was a little confusing at first, trying to remember when to input the invoices so they automatically go out. But it's more of you put it on your calendar to me, it's like every 2 weeks, but
sure.
Input it. I have 8 families. It's not like I have 30.
Sure.
But to me, it was a headache that I wanted to resource it to where it managed my time better.
Yeah, so. That's great. Yeah, that's convenient coming from something. Yeah, basically from nothing to having something to kind of keep you timely to get income. Yeah, anything is better than nothing when it comes to that. So that's awesome that's been a success.
Exactly.
So, in terms of your visit recently, since the pandemic started and everything, what procedures or things did you have to do in order for this most recent visit to go as smoothly as it did?
Our license specialist had emailed me, and she called me also and asked if she could set up a time and a date to do her licensing inspection, because I was, and it was new for her to want to do it virtually, and she didn't know how to use Duo, and she didn't really know how to work with me in that respect, because, well, she has an iPhone and she didn't know what I had, and so she was like, okay, I got to do this. Tell me what's the best way to do that. And after talking to Kathy, I was like, I already do digital enrollment. I keep everything online through the course system. She goes, oh my gosh, you have the course system? No one else uses it. the way that I do it across the state. And
Wow.
so
Okay.
as a family home, there are centers that are using the core system, but I had told Kathy, I was like, you gotta look at this. I already take information. I do enrollment. The parents attach things and they email them back to me. Last year, with the pandemic that had started, I had some change in enrollment.
Sure.
And I've been telling Tristan for a couple of years, I want to go all online. I want to have all digital. I want to be able to email and link up and do whatever I got to do. So it's not another folder hanging on my shelf, not another piece of paper I lose. So I had told him, I said, that's my goal. I'm going to be all digital by the end of the year. And the pandemic hit, change of enrollment, got my butt moving faster. Everything got linked up on the course system. So I was already trying to email forms and those kind of things. So they were there, but it just kind of felt messy.
Gotcha.
So the course system was able to put it all together and organize it, because the parents input their information and then I attach and sort out what I need to do. And so I told Kathy, it was like, I already do this digitally. Let me send you the link. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. I don't know how to do this. So I reached out and I'm like, okay, how do I do this? How do I tell my licensed specialist to do this? And he's like, okay, well, I guess we'll do it because this is what we do on our side in our state. Let's figure out how to do it in your state. So I'd send her all that information because she wanted me to scan a certain amount of paperwork and email it back to her. And I'm like, whoa, I already do
already
this.
Here. Yeah.
Yeah. So she was like, okay, well, that saves me time. So she learned how to go into my courses. Well, not my course system, but my
your
agency and check out all the paperwork that she needed to. And I did tidy it up and make it nice and easy for her and tell her, this is what you asked for. This is where you find it.
Right.
And she was amazed of all of the information that I had stored in my account. It was above and beyond what she had asked for. And it was more of we already are trying to do things digitally. So let's just wrap it up in a nice, pretty bow and hand it to you. So my interview on the Duo was about 7 minutes, I think, because she had all the information she needed. And she had already had a list of stuff that she wanted me to show her by the video screen. So we just did that. So it took 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
And all of the kids followed me around where I did what I needed to do because you can't leave them alone.
Of course not. Yeah.
So I told the kids, I said, this is what we got to do. We have to do an interview with Miss Kathy, and this is how we're going to do it. And some of them followed me around and some of them were like, she'll be back. But because you have to go, my laundry room is situated downstairs, 2 gates. So it's like, I got to go downstairs and I got to show her. I lock up my laundry.
Yep.
Yeah. So licensing, 7 minutes. All the information was online. She was able to access my account. And so she had the information to check off her list that she needed.
That's incredible. I was going to ask the time frame. So that's the shortest I think I've ever heard. That's amazing. Yeah. So
I think it was amazing because it was the quickest part of my day, and you were all stressed about having an inspection, a visitor.
And it's no big deal.
Took it out of my stress level and said, we're done. This is what you need. This is how I'm going to do it. I did take the time and do it her way and scan and email everything. And I said, okay, Kathy, now do you want to go through all those emails or do you want to go into my account?
And log in and
So she logged in and she was able to get in and do it before my interview. So she was ready to be done.
She was prepared. Yeah. Wow. That's so impressive. So to get the core account, get all your documents prepared beforehand so that she's ready. 7 minutes. I'm mind blown. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. That's great.
Well, no, to me, having an inspection anyway is nerve-wracking, but to have to do it virtually is a little bit harder. And then we had to do some phone desk interviews for food program and those kind of things. And, trying to do things Zoom wise, it's hard. And, and I'm like, I don't want any more work for anybody.
Sure.
So to me, if I can help you and you can help me, then I think we can get it knocked out and be done.
Yeah.
Less time away from my kids and less time behind a desk.
For sure. Wow. That's so impressive. Yeah, such like a great coming from some like a especially since she had not been trained on core before and it was completely new to her, kind of eye-opening her in that way, being eye-opening to her in that way. That's going to help so much. Like if other people are interested. So kind of going off of that, what recommendation would you give to other providers like yourself in your state who are needing to do a virtual licensing visit but haven't maybe found core or any kind of a system like that to help them with their visits to be as smooth as yours?
Trying to be organized is big one, and everybody's style is different, but the core system is a way that you can organize and have all of your documents and your information together.
Sure.
And to me, the core system was one of those joint relationships. So I'm able to get my family involved in it, and I'm able to have licensing involved in it. And I know my coach with Sixpence and Step Up to Quality works really well with the core system with Early Learning Ventures. So I would recommend using something, but to me, this program was simple enough to where I could input it and I could do what I needed to do and tweak it for me, because I'm not a center. I am not a chain.
Sure. Large. Yeah.
It's just me, and I'm small, and I'm like, I don't have a ton of time. So to me, it was the time saving part and the family involvement, and to be able to have someone walk me through exactly what I needed to do, because it's a new program when I started.
A lot. Yeah.
The pilot part of it was it didn't scare me.
Gotcha. Good.
So I figured if they're willing to take a chance on me and have me figure out how to do stuff digitally, then I can trust them to help me along the way. And we've had hiccups, but we worked through them. My tech support's always been a phone call or email away, and most of the time it's email because you don't want to talk with kids. It's not like we have an 8 to 5 job. So the core system really was able to help keep me organized, and my families are able to digitally update what they needed to update. I mean, I still ask for hard copies of things, but it's easier for me to scan and put it away, and I'm done.
File it out into the cloud and kind of out of sight, out of mind. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. So kind of just going off of that support that you've talked about, is there anything else that the ELV team can be doing here to support you more throughout this new year that we're now into? Or
being able to reach out by email to me was very, very helpful. The distance is already a big thing. So to me, I could email at 10:30 at night and say, what did I do wrong? And even by 6 o'clock the next morning, I had an answer. And the weekend, you had after hours emergency support that they were fast. 2 hours worth of support. You were ready and had your problem at least noticed and associated with. So I would say just keep up and just ask.
Yeah.
There are things out there and there are problems. And sometimes just having someone say something to you is a little bit harder than the demo stage. So the demos are great. The videos are awesome.
But an actual human and a voice there to support, it makes the difference. Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'll just give the last little bit here towards the end of it, just to share any overall feedback, resources, or anecdotes, just on behalf of your Nebraska state and your licensing visit, kind of anything you'd like to share.
Yes. To me, moving into the digital world is always something that is risky and it's hard, but at the same time, I have always wanted it for our state to be able to move forward and come with the times. And so again, this was a way that I could stick my foot in the door and say, hey, look, you can still do things digitally and get your job done and be okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Joleen. We appreciate your time, and we're so happy for your success story with your licensing visit. We kind of hope to keep growing in that way, and we appreciate your time today.
Thank you, and thank you for inviting me.
Of course. Have a good one.
You too.